Hi guys, it's me Skylar Capri, and today I'm coming at you with a review and collection on my Real Techniques brushes and sponges. I know a lot of beauty gurus and influencers recommend these brushes as a great, affordable option at Ulta or at most drugstores, and I think that is definitely the case that I find when using these brushes. I did want to come on and give you some of my favorites from the Real Techniques collection, and also share my opinion and thoughts on these sponges and if I think they are really worth the money. Also, where I like to purchase them. So if you don't know, I do have a YouTube Instagram. It is called Skylar Capri. Make sure to follow that. I normally post on there whenever I have a new video going up. It's always on my YouTube story in the highlight section. But if you don't want to follow me on there, you can always hit the post notifications down below so you will never miss an upload. And we're going to get right on into this video. So the brushes and the sponges I have to show you are from the Sam & Nick collection, and that is strictly with the packaging. However, you can find these brushes the same exact style, but maybe in a different color in their normal line. So I'm going to start out with these sponges. The first sponge I have is the highlighting sponge, and this is what it looks like. So it does have an angle at the top, and then also at the bottom it does have a flat kind of surface. I actually like this more than the orange sponge. I know the orange sponge a lot of people love, recommended as a close second to the Beauty Blender, especially if you don't want to spend $20 for a Beauty Blender. But personally myself, I think this is a better option. It does expand. It is quite hard now, but when put under water and wringing it out, so it's just a little bit damp, it does produce a nice kind of soft, spongy material. But the reason why I like this so much better than the orange one, I feel like especially with this little triangle here, when you're applying your under eye concealer, you can really get into right by your nose, all down there, and right by the eye without having kind of a big sponge, I guess, to work with. This also is nice for cream highlighters. I don't own any, so I can't tell you my experience with that, but I normally use this for right here, or if I just want to pat like a concealer all over my eye instead of a, what do you call it, I know this, eyeshadow primer. Why couldn't I think of that? But I really recommend this sponge. The other sponge I have about 6 of these, and these are just their triangle sponges. I really like these for the ColourPop Super Shock Cheek highlighters. Those are a cream to powder formula, and so what I like to do, I like to kind of dip this sponge into the product and then kind of dab the highlighter on, so it gives it not as a sharp kind of streak of glow, but normally a more blended out kind of subtle glow. But these are really nice, especially for nail polish. I know if you like to get an ombre look, you can put the darkest, medium, lightest, and then kind of stamp it on your nail. Also, these would be good for lining up liner or just applying concealer or anything like that on other clients. I really cannot talk today. Okay. Now onto the brushes. I do have the 2 collections from Sam & Nick. I am missing one, but that is strictly with the packaging. So Sam & Nick's collections had these kind of striped packagings. The complexion were orange, the sculpting were pink, and the eye were purple. I might be getting that mixed up, but I know the eyes were purple, and I'm not really sure which one was the complexion and which one was the sculpting. I think these were highlighting. I'm not sure, but I'd have to say my favorite brush out of the bunch is definitely this one. This is what I use to apply my under eye concealer. It's just their targeted blending brush. This does a really good job at patting in the concealer, making sure it doesn't crease. I love the Maybelline Fit Me one. I'm in the shade Fair, in case you're wondering. But I really like this for applying my under eye concealer. It does a great job. Another brush I really like is the Strobing Fan Highlight Brush. This is a great size. As you can see, it fits right where the highlight would be. I know normally with the case of fan brushes, the fan is so small, you really have to kind of like apply that highlighter and dip back in. But I believe this does a really nice job. It also does a great job at keeping shape. So I know some highlighter brushes and fan brushes, especially when you wash them, they kind of all clump together and kind of, what's the word? I cannot think of any of the words. Droop a little bit, but I really like this one, and I think this is a definite option for an affordable fan brush. Now the blush brush this is actually a multitasking face brush, so you could use it for setting powder. I know a lot of people like that, or blush, I just find that this does a really awesome job at blending that blush right on the apples of your cheeks, getting a good blend so it's natural, but also really working with pigmented blushes. If you have a very pigmented blush and you're a beginner like myself, it's definitely a little bit intimidating and you don't want to have these like 2 spots of red, but I believe this brush does a really good job at just kind of blending everything out, and it gives a really natural kind of airbrushed look. So I would definitely recommend this one. Now on to these brushes. This is my favorite from the orange bunch, and actually I kind of have a tie, but this is the contouring brush, I believe, or the bronzing contour brush, and this is what I like to apply my bronzer with or contour, and you can just get a really nice blended out airbrushed look, nothing harsh, no just like streaks, and I think this does an awesome job with bronzers or contouring powders. Another brush I really like is the detailed brush. I didn't look down at the name, but I like this not for concealer but for applying my eyeshadow primer if I'm doing a cut crease. I find that it gets really into and very precise as where you want to apply your concealer if you're doing a cut crease or you need to carve out the crease to apply a bit of shimmer or anything like that. So I really like that brush for doing that. And the last brush I have to show you is the BB/CC Cream brush, and this is just a big kind of stamping brush, I guess you could say, buffing brush rather, and you can just buff on the product so easily, especially with how it's shaped. You can get all around your nose and exactly where you want the product. I also like this for applying powders. I know it's a bit of a more dense brush, but dipping into powder foundations or just powders in general and really kind of packing that on under the eye or in the T-zone, I really like this brush for that. So that is my complete collection and review of the Real Techniques brushes. Now, do I think they are worth the money? I think they are quite expensive, especially at Ulta, even though they are a drugstore option. You get about anywhere from 3 to about 4 or 5 brushes with $20, so that is the price, I believe, for their like 2 brushes in a set. Their duo brush kind of sets, they are $10. I think that's a bit expensive. However, I like to get my brushes at Marshall's. I know that they are definitely at a cheaper price than whenever Ulta's having a sale, and I got this set for $9.99. No, I got this set for $13.99 instead of $20, and then I also got this set. It came with 6 of these, and I got this for $13 as well. So I think these are definitely a great deal at Marshall's when you can find them. I know people have been finding buckets of the orange sponges. A lot of people love those and rave about those, but I would definitely recommend looking at your Marshalls or your TJ Maxx before running out to Ulta, because you can get these already affordable brushes for an even cheaper price. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for new upcoming videos, and I will see you in my next one. Bye guys!